Okay, let's see, guys. Okay, welcome. So another Ask Me Anything. It's over to you guys as usual. So if you have any questions about any of the courses that you've enlisted in or enrolled in, or if you have any questions about music, anything about the theory side of things or music history side of things, or any advice that you're looking for, it's going to be over to you guys. Okay, so I'll just be working away, I suppose, on stuff that for next couple of classes for Bouzouki and for jazz harmony and things. So you're more than welcome to type into the chat. I'll actually get the community open as well, just in case anyone's left anything in there. I always check just to be sure. So if you have any questions, just go ahead and type into the community or into the YouTube chat, and I'll see if I can find you the answers to any of your questions. Okay, so let me just check. And while I'm doing that, I shall put on some of the music here. Let me see. Probably very loud. Let me just turn this down if I can. Okay. I'm just going to check my levels as well, guys, just to see how loud everything is. Just 2 seconds. I'm just going to check my levels as well, guys, just to see how loud everything is. Just 2 seconds. Oh, it's actually nice and quiet. Okay. Radio. I can afford to turn that up a wee bit. Okay. Let me see if I can just open up the audio again. Just turn that off. Okay, so computer audio back up and running. That's good. Radio. Okay, what is the chord name? Let me see. Is it Donk L's or Donkey L 8419? What is the chord name for 4040? Okay, let me see. If I show you guys the app or the chord that I use for identifying chords, maybe that can help. Okie doke. Sometimes the nice thing about this app, when you go into full screen, it does get a wee bit fuzzy, but at least you can still make everything out. Yeah, so if you're looking for the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the 0 would be D again. So 4, 0. Whoops. It's not really analyzing it. Imagine that then that would be considered a C sharp. That's kind of going to be a bit of an unusual. Maybe if you're thinking that. If you've tuned it G, D, A, E, okay, so your open 4th string is going to be an E, or I should say your open 1st course is going to be an E. Then if you've got either holding down the fingers on the 4th fret for B and C sharp, you could say, oh, it's very weird looking, a C sharp minor 7th chord over B. I wouldn't analyze that that way. So maybe it's just one of these chords. It's a bit unusual. I'll see if I can get this up for the piano just to show you. I'll minimize this. It's a bit of a weird one, this one. I'll bring up the piano. Okay. Let's get rid of all the flats. There we go. Okay, so we know that we've got on the 4th fret, you're going to have this. Or if you're doing it from the other side, yeah, I should say. Let's try it the other way. Yeah, it's just as unusual. If you're thinking of it as 4040 this way, F sharp A, F sharp, G, that's still going to be quite unusual. It's almost like at the beginnings of an F sharp minor chord, but we don't have the C sharp, so it's not really a chord for that one. You need at least 3 notes, and I know power chords really only have the 2, but they're not really full chords. But you only have the 2 notes if you do it this way, F sharp A and F sharp, and this would be G. And this app isn't even analyzing that G because it would just be too unusual. So let me see if I can get the piano up and running here. Yeah, so F sharp for the highest note. See if I'll play it up here. There we go. Yeah, so that's the 3 notes, and then the G would be down here. Kind of an unusual chord. If you do it the other way, from the bass note up, so B, D, and that would be considered, yeah, it's a B minor add 9. Very partial match, it says here. I don't know if you guys can see that up here. Yeah, partial match. If we just come out of this, that D, I'm treating it, if it's there, comes up as a question mark, I'm treating it as a C sharp or D flat, if you want to think of it that way. But we've already got the Ds. So you've got the B minor side of things without the 5th. So it says no 5th, so we can't have the F sharp. Get rid of the F sharp. And then add the... If you were to add a wee bit more to that, it might be like a B minor 9 chord or a B minor add 9. So this is... yeah, what the B minor chord usually is, yeah. We'll go into that, actually. It's actually kind of fortuitous that we're sort of discussing this, because the very thing I was doing today, guys, believe it or not, if I show you what I was doing, this is sort of you're getting a wee glimpse into the workings of my courses here if I do this, but it'll be nice for you to see. I'm actually working on creating a jazz course, jazz harmony. So I'll sort of explain one of the fundamental things about jazz, if I can. If I go into courses, jazz, pages, and the very first page. So I don't know if you guys could see this, but this is the page, the sales page that I'm creating for my jazz course. And you know, one of the things that we'll be looking at in this course will be like extended chords and altered harmony. So things like 9th, 7th, well, 9th, 11th, and 13th, and all types of 7th chords with different notes added to them. So yeah, we'll be actually looking at that as well for this course. It is not live yet. I've only done the first lesson. And I have another 10 lessons to make. So it might be a few months before it's online, but at least I have a good idea of the sort of layout of it for you guys. So it will be ready, hopefully quite soon. I just have to make more videos on. So the main thing then for this sort of jazz harmony then that you're looking at with sort of minor chords with, you know, added notes and stuff, I'll show you how I will be describing that in the course. What I'll do here is, first thing I want to do is get rid of this bass clef just to make life a little bit easier for us. So let me see. I think if I just do that, yeah, just treble clef will do fine. And yeah, make this as big as I can, just in case I have any unusual chords. Okay, so if we're doing a normal B minor chord, There we go. You have your B to your D, which is your minor third, and your D to your F sharp, which is a major third. So any chord that has a minor third at the bottom and then a major third, that creates an overall sound that's a minor sound. Okay, so it's all about having that minor third. If that had been a major third, there we go. So yeah, B major then we end up with. But we're just going to keep it as B minor. The fundamental thing once you get to jazz harmony is that nearly every single triad or basic chord, nearly every single one of them is going to be decorated by some sort of extension, like a 7th added on top, or even more, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th. We're going to be adding a wee bit more because the one that we're looking for here is going to have a C sharp. I know it's a question mark up here, but this app, this reverse chord app, is not recognizing extended chords like that. So you have to sort of work a wee bit further. So that question mark is going to be the C sharp that we're looking for. It's not analyzing it though. So if we add a C sharp to that, B minor add 9. Anytime you guys see this add, that's going to be something to watch out for. Where you're literally adding the 9th from the bottom of the chord. Like between this B and this C sharp is a 9. Which kind of makes sense when you think about it, because B to B would be an octave. So B to C is going to be a 9th. Okay, so this C sharp is a 9th above this B. If you know your major and minor keys, especially your major keys, you'll know that C sharp is in the scale of B major. Okay, so this is why we call this a major, you know, you're adding a 9th on, like a major 9th added onto this. So it's a C sharp. Some people look at that and think, is that not a sharp 9? No. Anytime you're calculating intervals, you're always calculating from the bottom note's major scale. In this case, you're calculating from the scale of B major. Even though the chord is B minor, you're working out intervals in terms of the bottom note's major scale. Always the bottom note's major scale. So between B and C sharp is a 9th. It's not a flat 9, it's not a sharp 9. Okay, so that belongs to the bottom note's major scale. And when you are adding it in, you are literally just adding that in with nothing else. Okay, there's a note that would be missing if you wanted this to be a B minor, just a B minor 9 chord, B minor 9. You would need to have the A in there. Okay, so maybe we could try and find that in here, because we actually don't. There's one note that we don't need, and it's mentioned here actually, the 5th. Don't actually need that F sharp. So if we take that F sharp out, because we need to have 4 notes, we've only got 4 strings to play with, so we can't have like 5 sounds. So we have B, which we have D, which we have C sharp here. If we can find a way to get this guy to an A, let's see. It's not too, it's going to be way too high. Yeah, see the way now it's B minor 9. That's almost, that's quite tricky to play. If you're holding the B and the C sharp down, you would need to be stretching your pinky 2 frets. This would like to be resonating without anything touching it. So yeah, it might be a bit tricky doing it that way. Is there any other way we could do the chord where we could get the A some other way? If we were to bar it, maybe. No, I think that actually, that is going to be the only way we can do it. So do you see the way we've got the B, which we need, we've got the D, which we need, we've got the A, which is the 7th, and we've got the C sharp, which is the 9th. So by looking at this, you guys should be able to see that when it comes to jazz chords, when you have an add 9, you're literally just adding a 9th into the chord. But when you just have a B minor 9, that implies that the 7th is in there too. So I always think of the 7th in jazz harmony as like the connection between the bottom note and the extended part, or the bottom chord and the extended part. So like your normal little triad and the extensions, like your 9ths, 11ths, and 13ths. The 7th is like the bridge between the two of them. So the simplistic little chord underneath and the more jazzy sounds above. If you have the 7th, that acts like a connection between the two of them. Let's do it in the key of C, because B would be a bit tricky with all the sharps. So we'll just simplify it a wee bit, I think. Let's take this chord off. Let's try a different one. There's our C major chord. Let's keep them together. If we add a 9th above that, it's a D. That makes sense when you consider C to C is the octave, and D would be a 9th above this bass. Between this bottom C and the D is a 9th. And again, we're just calling it C add 9. Okay, if you wanted that to be a C9 chord, you would need the B flat in there. Okay, so that introduces this next interesting thing about 7ths. 7ths are always minor, unless you signify otherwise. Okay, so in jazz harmony, the 7th sound is the more usual one. That's going to be a minor 7th. So if we take him away at C major, if we add him, it's now a C7 chord. Those are by far the most common types of 7th chord that you have in music. Not just jazz music, all music, classical music, trad music, every type of music. The 7th is like the most popular, this type of 7th chord. Now if we add the 9th, we're adding a D on top. Nice sort of sound. Used quite a bit. You can even add an 11th, although there's other things we've got to do and we start adding more notes. There's the 11th. The F at the top. Can we add the 13th? Yeah, there's the whole 13th chord. That's as difficult as chords get, guys. Well, as extended as they get, because there's no other note now that you can add to that you haven't already added. You've added all the notes of the scale. C's in there, D's in there, E's in there, F is in there, G is in there, A is in there, B is in there as B flat, because all 7ths are minor 7ths, unless you specify otherwise. And then you're back to C again. So every note of the scale is in there. If I was to play it individually, there's our C, there's our D, there's our A, there's our F, there's our G, there's our A, and there's our B flat. Okay, that harmony is quite standard in jazz music. You tend not to play every single note. There's only a few that tend to be really important. So if you're doing like jazz chords on the bazooki, you do obviously need the root. That's really, really important. Obviously, you need that. You need the third as well, because that's what gives the quality to the chord. Is it a major chord? Is it a minor chord? So you need that. And if we were to do a C13th chord, you need the 7th. So we don't actually need the 5th. You can drop the 5th. G. G's not there. So that's just... Makes no difference whether that G is there or not. You can see the analysis doesn't change. Yeah, it's still a C7th chord. There's no difference in the analysis. Adding the D gives us the 9th. Adding the F will give us the 11th. But we don't really need the 9th and the 11th. We just need the 13th, the A. So that's what gives us a C13 chord. Okay, so you don't really need anything else. So if you're doing like 4-part harmony, just say you were writing for Bouzouki and there's 4 strings, if you wanted to play a 13th chord, whatever 13th chord you're thinking of, you're going to need the root of that chord, the 3rd of that chord, the 7th, the minor 7th of that chord, and then the connection. What is it? Is it a 9th, an 11th, or a 13th? Well, if you want a 13th, add that in up here. Yeah, so there's quite a few pieces that in my course that are going to be using that. If I was to show you some of these chords, let's see. Jazz harmony. If I got the videos, I do. Okay. Yeah, I actually made all the videos before doing anything else. Made videos of me playing. Let's get rid of the 7th. So that's a video of me comping. It's not going to be that loud in the course. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get the right sound levels. But if I bring up the chords just to show you guys like all the how far can you go with all of these interesting 7th, 9th, 11th, and 13th. Let me see. I'll bring up the theory for it. It's one of the things I find most interesting is harmony. Let me see. One of my favorite things about music. Yeah, there's the handout. Taking a wee second just to load up. There we go. Don't need this open at the moment. There we go. Okay. Yeah. 13th chord, 13th chord, 13, 13, 13. A couple of 9ths in there's quite a few 9ths, but mostly 13s. This is just an exercise in comping for jazz and blues. And it's in the key of F major, so adding 13ths to major chords is the most common major and dominant chords. So this is a major chord, you can make it a 13th chord. This is a major chord, we don't make it a 13th here, but we do over here, B flat 13. G is also 13. The dominant C is also 13. So there's lots of interesting little 13th chords you can get. So if I was to just maybe let you guys see it as I'm playing it. There's this B flat 9, G13, F13, G flat 13, F13 again, B9, B flat 9, B flat 13, F9, E9, E flat 9, D9. These are all very it's all very sort of jazz harmony. F9, whoops, E9, E flat 9, D9, Jimi Hendrix chord there. Yeah, there's really nice sounds to the 13th chords that they're just so rich. So you can try that out. Some of these things do work in Irish trad, guys. Inadvertently, you end up just creating like a really jazzy sound sometimes. And sometimes you guys have seen when I've like added something in, like, you know, like what would it be? What would be a good one? Those are just ordinary little suspended chords, but sometimes they get quite weird in their analysis, like D minor 7 over A. Some of them have been a wee bit unusual, getting into sort of jazz harmony. I wouldn't worry too much though. It's more about the sound. The sound is the main thing. If it sounds nice, if it sounds good to you, then yeah, it doesn't really matter if it has a weird classification or not, or a weird name. So the closest thing we could find to that would be B minor add 9 without the fifth. So yeah, so it is technically a chord, I suppose. Yeah, so good one. That was a tough one at the start. So yeah, just to show you it again in tab or in the chord chart, 4th fret up, you have the B. You have the, oh, it does recognize it as a C sharp now. If I make this 0, goes back to being a question mark. So yeah, there's your B and your 2 Ds. That's your 3rd of the chord. And your C sharp then would be dun. It's very close to the mystery chord. Very close, but that we're talking about 7th then, I suppose. Yeah, that sort of sound. Yeah. Used a lot in like James Bond films and, you know, film noir. The Hitchcock Chord as well. You know, if you think of oh, that's a heck of an analysis. Let me just change that. This is called the Hitchcock Chord. Used in Alfred Hitchcock's movies. So it's a minor chord with a major 7th. Have you ever seen the film Vertigo or Psycho even? Yeah, Bernard Herrmann did the score. It's all like the Hitchcock chord, minor chords with a major 7th added on. So the one that we were looking at is very close to that, except we're talking about 9ths. Out of 9. So yeah, if you had a wee bit more info, you could add an A to get a B minor 9 or the 5th. Is there any way of getting the F sharp? Yeah, if you were to bring it in as everything on that 4th course, like your B, your D, your F sharp, just get rid of that for a second. There's your normal B minor chord if you hold down the B and the F sharp on the 4th fret. Okay, so you got your B, your F sharp, and then the 3rd course is just going to resonate as the D. That's just your ordinary B minor chord. B, D, F sharp. Okay, so as soon as you bring that up to C sharp, then yeah, you're adding that 9th. Nice sound. Yeah, if I was to, out of all of them, the one that I would choose if I was to bar all 4 courses on the 4th fret, I know it says it could be F sharp sus 4 over B, it's jazz, or G flat sus 4 over B. For me, it's a B sus 2. You're suspending the 2nd, or the 2nd is suspended. Yeah, so instead of having your D, you've got a C sharp instead. That's another way of thinking about it. Yeah. So you see the way it becomes a B sus 2 if you're bringing it down there, but if we put it up me see. Yeah, so we keep it up there with a D. It's an odd ninth. If we bring it down here and get rid of that D, it's a B sus2 chord. So it's very similar, actually. You can use those, yeah, instead of your normal B minor. Get a nice sort of jazzy sound out of it. Cool. Well, that's a heck of a question. So yeah, if you have any other questions, guys, go for it. Hopefully that makes a wee bit more sense about what 4040 could be. It's a B minor add ninth, B minor chord adding the ninth, a B minor chord without the fifth, without the F sharp. Yeah, sometimes reverse chord doesn't help us though, so we had to work it out using Classroom Maestro. These are great apps, by the way. If you have, if you're serious and you really want to get into sort of the musical world and really explore, like even harmony, just ordinary harmony, keys, chords, scales, all that type of stuff, Classroom Maestro is the place to go. I think there's so many things you can do with it, and if you're into the sort of bazooki or guitar or what am I thinking of? Mandolin. Couldn't think of it there. Yeah, mandolin. Anything that's sort of harmonic, reverse chord is the way to go for that one. So reverse chord for the strings and Classroom Maestro for the keyboards. Okay. Yeah, let's have a wee look-see to see if I can get more stuff ready. So while you guys, if you have any questions, just go for it there. I'm just going to open up Safari and see if I can find... let me see. Where would it be now? Community, where are you, community? Oh, yeah, there we go. Go into community. Oh, that's me now. Okay. Let's see. No, I don't think there was any questions in the community. I'm just going to check my... In the community as well, guys, there's also... You can contact me directly if you're a member of the community. Anyone can be a member, by the way, if you wanted to join. There's no subscription or anything. So anyone can join the community, guys. It's an open community. It's completely open to anybody and everybody. Most of the people here in there, are students of mine. So, they use it just to sort of like leave comments or recommend things, or I sometimes just post stuff in there about new stuff that I've added in, or Instagram videos or whatever. So yeah, but anybody can join, so you're more than welcome to. But I'm never quite sure if anyone's leaving a comment, what's the word, like confidentially. So I never really share until I be sure that it's okay to share. I'm just going to check just to see. Nope. Okay, it's the same. Same as last time. That's good. So no issues. Okay. All right, let me get stuck in. So as usual, guys, just ask away. And I'm just going to look at you to see what the next thing is that I'm going to be preparing for the jazz course and for the Bouzouki. Let me look at the Bouzouki first. Yeah, okay, the others hold real. I'll have to figure something out there for making that into like a wee short or something. Okay. And part 4, we're going to be doing Lord Inchiquin. Okay, I have to work out the chords to this, so that's what I'm going to be doing. And until somebody asks a question, I'll just be working away here, guys. So yeah, don't feel that you're interrupting me. This is just me doing work in the background. So you're more than welcome to ask any questions or just chill out and have a look-see to see what I'm doing. Hopefully that's not active. Sure that it's not. There we go. Okay. Turn this on now. Okay, so there's no capo for this one, so just working out chords and chords and chords. Let me say ba bum. Be interesting to see how loud this is. Resistant. It's mostly just the 3 chords. Let me see. Bouzouki chords. That's the 35 chord. Same thing again. 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 Now this should probably be G power. Yeah, so dum G5 dum. And then maybe the A sus4 dum A sus. Then same thing again. Dum da dum dum. Okay, so same chords. Harmonically, this is probably one of the easiest pieces that I've ever done. Dum. And then perfect cadence. So there's only 3 chords, mostly D. G is here, and the 5th, the A sus chord, is at the end. That appears again. Vast majority of this tune then is lovely open strings drumming. So you could do a lot of like arpeggiated movement. the second half's going to be a different story. It's going to be a little bit tricky. I suppose that's the only way around it, is bum dum 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 dum. Yeah, I'm gonna change this. 1 1 2 ba 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 bum, just to make it easier. Bum. As a scale up to that dum, and that's gonna be dum. So it should be A sus4 at the start, and then going into A power chord. So A sus4 would be this guy. A sus4 dum to A power chord. Where is my A power chord? There it is. A5. And that's gonna be your so that same chord is coming back 2 bars later here, and this should be the D over F sharp. I wonder if I done that chord already. Maybe not. It's just D5 over A. That will do. D5 over A. So a D power chord with A in the bass. What does it sound like? And then just your ordinary. Maybe a bit trickier, this one. Da, 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 dum. So very different from the start, which was ridiculously straightforward. This is a wee bit more complicated, which is kind of nice. There's a bit of a balance here. Change that to 2. So notice if I zoom in here, guys, that you, and MuseScore is really nice that you can do this. You can just drag this E note to any fret or any course, and it'll tell you which fret it is to get that sound. So instead of having to put in the note again, you can just, like, if I want the 14th fret to hit that E, or I don't think it'll go any, no, it won't go any higher. We can't put it to the 4th course, but the 3rd course, it's on the 14th fret, which would be way up here, which is the same as 2nd fret. But I want it there so I can play the chord with the A power chord, A5. Okay, let's see. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Where's my D? D5. Might even move that just to get it ready, you know, to hit that 2nd fret, rather than having this up in the 9th fret and then my whole hand having to move down. I can sort of, you know, preempt it a little. might work. Okay, what's the next thing? I think that's everything there. Ah. There we go. See me again. Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one. This one here as well, I think, isn't it? So, this is just a G chord. Put it here. Yeah, I suppose the overriding harmony here would be the A+4 chord again. Tends to be a bit more popular. Maybe this chord actually is better. Because we're on C sharp. This is part of A major. Da da dum da dum. Oh. And back to A+4. Where is it? There. Da da dum da dum dum. Yeah, you're seeing how the sausage is made. It's not that very inspiring. Let's see. Similar on this day. We're gonna hide all those. Now for that last part, that should just be back to D. This one probably D major. Probably the same all the way, to be honest. Da, da, da. G. This one. I don't think I did this chord. No. Okay. I'll just keep it as D5. No, I'll have to introduce an F sharp, I think. E major. Yeah. Well, it's D5 until I add that F sharp. And again, the A sus4. Okay, if I was to publish that, that should be that almost done, I think. The only thing I don't like about this is that it puts the top line way too close. It looks like these chords are talking about this, and they're not. I need to move all these down. And it's a pain doing this. Yeah, I have to do them individually. For some reason, this A sus4 just doesn't like me. Oh, for goodness sake, look at that. See how ridiculously high up it is as well. And it won't even let me drag it for some reason, and when I try to, it ruins the other ones. So yeah, this is a real pain. MuseScore. There must be something that I can do yeah, in the analysis. Let me see in the settings. Scale, strings, orientation, position above and below. Let's see. Chord symbol, auto place. No, thank you. No, thank you. If I select all of those, can I just select everything and then just get rid of auto place? Oh, good. It does allow me to do that. Alright. Yeah, I think that's what I was fighting, was the auto place every time. Yeah. A sus4, D, D, D. The G disappeared entirely from here, so I'll add him back in. C, G. Yeah, this is the fun part of trying to put stuff in that just refuses to go. There we go. Dum da 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 dum. There we go. Yeah, so you can see all these ones that I've been. I'd have had, if I wasn't able to do what I just did, I'd have to have gone through and fought my way through every chord. As soon as I disable that auto place, it doesn't do a good job. You know, so if you're using MuseScore, guys, and you're putting in, you know, your own chords, be very careful of that, because as you saw a moment ago, these chords were way up here, and they're meant to be talking about this down here, and they're far closer to the musical system above. So you definitely, to make it clear to yourself, and if you're teaching it to other people, to make it clear where you want these chords to be talking about. So yeah, there's no need for them to be any further away from the chords. Yeah, from the chord symbol and that. It doesn't have to be like hanging off the page. Okay, that looks better. Okay. Interesting that these chords seem to be much bigger. Yeah, I might have to go through and make sure that these are not too large. Appearance. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so you see the way that this seems to be much larger than the one next to it. They should be this size. There's no need for them to be this size. Yeah, 130%. Why? 100 is enough. 100%. There we go. Yeah, same for this. 100%. And I could probably do that for all those unusual ones. There we go. There we go. Okay, so he needs to go down. Are there any others? No, actually, I think that was it. So that was a bit weird. Some of the chords were just a little bit. Yeah, that's the only one which is really. You can tell just by looking at it, it's way too big. Let's make it 100%. There we go, normal size. Now, if I go to publish it now, it should be a wee bit easier to read. Oh, for some reason, I missed that G. That's where he went. There you go. He's gone now. Wow. Okay, that took a minute. That's how we listen through to see what it sounds like now. Yeah, for that part there. Yeah, that's where I missed that. Yeah, I was doing something different there. Bum da 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 dum, and I kind of like that bum bum, and then add in a wee bit more of the quavers. Boo doo 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 dum bum bum da 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 da. Add a few more quavers, and just to make it a wee bit more interesting rhythmically. Da 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 da. There we go. Eventually, just gonna check the tab to make sure. the tab's a bit off. Okay. It's just as good either way. First course or second course. Okay, so bum bum bum. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep that all up high and bring him to there. Okay, I think that is the whole thing. Radio. So I'll show you guys as well what I'll be doing for when I'm teaching this. I'll just put on the bazooki just so you can see it. I haven't got my phone's dead, so I can't show you the other side, but at least you'll be able to see chords I'm doing in the left hand. If I do this, yeah. So I'll just keep this out of the way. Okay. Da 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 dum. Gotta remember that chord. That's really important to remember him. Otherwise the whole thing breaks down. That up. Oh yeah. What was it again? Oh yeah. Yeah, tricky enough. We won that second half. always mess that one up. Yeah, so a couple of, I still need to work on that one. It's going to be a couple of, you know, extra things to put together for that, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Just to go back to the screen just to show you. Okay, so that'll be the one for the gang in the Bouzouki class. And I suppose just have one final listen through to make sure. Yeah, okay, nice feature in that one, I think. And I'll save that as, I think that's probably the last one that I'll be doing for a while, the Caroline ones. I want to get back to jigs and reels. And don't get me wrong, I love the Caroline stuff, the Caroline like harp tunes. But I don't want to get, you know, just do that and nothing else. I do actually want to play some faster, more upbeat dance music. It's more like a waltz. If I just export the PD, there we go. Portable document, where are you going? You're going there. And the MP3. MP3, where are you? There you are. Cool. Okay, you guys go in there. I'll just always check when I do this as well to make sure that actually it did save. Did it save? I think it did. It's going to play it through my... There we go. That's about as fast as I would play it as well. I know there's some sessions that would do that quite a bit fast. It's in the style of a minuet almost, going at that speed. But I wanted like sort of a nice relaxed sort of waltz. Okay. Oh, 2 seconds, guys. It's gonna make sure that's saved. Yeah. There we go. Okay, MuseHub is telling me something. What is going on? Oh, okay. Plugins to update. No worries. Okay. Radio, so Lord Inchiquin, Dark Island's another one that's coming up with her dog and her guns. Another one. Oh my goodness, it just goes. There's so many more. Yeah. I'll probably start putting in some of the Olivia ones that, like Limerick Glasses, will probably become a proper lesson for the guys in the class as well. But at the moment, there's quite a few more to get through. Okay. Let's check out Dark Island as the next one. It's a bit quick, isn't it? That sounds like an E minor to me. So is it more like this? Like that. Da, da, dum. Okay, let's see. This is going to be a tricky one, chordally speaking, anyway. The melody's very simplistic, though. Okay, so yeah, that'll be another wee one to investigate. I think this is actually going to start off with the E minor, which is a bit unusual. But it feels like that's the way to do it, rather than A. And the only other possibility, if it's not E minor and if it's not A, it would be like a C sharp chord, like. And none of them, those don't sound right, but this one does. Oops. Okay, so let's put in just so I don't forget. E minor, which is holding down the first three courses. Have I even done that, I wonder? That type of E minor. Don't think I have. I think the closest. Well, I'll just put this down and then edit it. So it should be this, but it's like E minor power. Kind of very similar to if I was to show you guys on the bazooki. It's like on that second course of strings, it's very similar to the, you know, an octave higher. That's your D. Just go up another 2 frets. Do your B minor shape, but for E power chord now. So there's real no difference in sound between the two of them, but I'm going to put in the power chord down here because it's easier to get that da-dum. Okay, so let's edit this guy. Let's go back to desktop. Oops. Yeah, so it should be that. And do I need that G? It's part of the chord, but we don't really need it, but I'll leave it open anyway. Open string. Okay. And I'm just going to drag and drop into the library. Put them in here. And call them E5. Low, just in case there's another one. Just to distinguish it. Now he should be able to drop him in now. Yes. Okay, so E5. Put him here. And hide him. Let's see, can I, property-wise, just get rid of auto-place for everything? Yeah. There we go. Dum-da-dum. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. It's kind of like this. And it's a G chord. Dum da dum dum. Get rid of the auto place. There we go. They're not so bad when you put them in first, but you see after a while, for some reason, auto place starts pushing everything like this. You know, all the chords just become ridiculous. So I'm just going to start taking them away, disabling it from the very beginning. What happens after that? I suppose I could do. Dum. Same chord the whole way through here. Da 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 ba bum. A power chord. Where is he? He's in here somewhere. There we go. And again, it's already starting to push up, as you can see. So go into properties. Oh, select it first. Then go into properties and get rid of auto place. There we go. And then you can move it wherever you want. There. Oops. Should all be the same chords. Yeah, so same, and same. Let's paste them all. Oh, I didn't take him again. There you go. Like a plagal cadence here, like a 4 to 1 5 4, that 4 for the G going to D. Okay, that should be. Probably should be an A, that should it? No, it could still be D. Dum da dum. Dum. This is probably the same as this. And then all the same chords. Again. Da da dum da da dum dum bum bum dum da 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 dum. Oops. Dum. Okay. This is one of these chords, or one of these. The structure to this piece is rounded binary. So if you think of it like this would be your A section, but everything here in red is going to be the same as everything at the end. So this is all the same as this. I'm just going to highlight all of that just to remind myself to tell that to the students. So if you've learned this line of music, you've kind of learned the last line as well. Don't think there's any difference whatsoever in melody or harmony. You can obviously put some in if you prefer. Okay, let's have a save this, and there's to publish it. Let's have a listen. Okay, so quite a few mistakes I missed. I was in the wrong line completely. Yeah, let's make sure this works. Play from here. Da, bum bum. Does. Okay, that's another one. I'll be ready for the guys to teach them in the course. Let's save that for some other week, and I won't bother exporting the PDF just yet in case they don't want all this highlighted red. I'll just put it back to normal in a minute. Okay, but I will export the audio, and I'm here. There we go. And this one with her dog and her gun, this is more of an air. So let's see if I can get this one ready. This is going to be in a few weeks before we get anywhere near this one. Oh, capo on 3. Interesting. We don't use the 3rd course that, or the 4th course that much in melody, which this is nice. To get the 4th course in. Really nice. Okay, now if I add the capo 1-3, what does this do to the tuning of the thing? Let's find out. Yeah, it should be in the F major, yeah. Okay. Capo 1-3. Okay, so that's a lovely wee tune. That tune, I think, actually was written by a woman who I went to college with down in Cork. Yeah, so she was a harp player. Holly Geraghty, was it? I can't mind it. It's just a long time ago. So I think she wrote that. It was an album I bought years ago. And it was one of the nicest tunes I've heard on the harp. And I thought, oh, that's one I'm going to have to learn. But obviously she plays it a heck of a lot nicer. So when I'm teaching this to the guys, I'll obviously give them details of, you know, where they can actually get the real album and hear the actual composer performance much nicer than the way I do it. Okay, so what are we doing here? Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I'm gonna have to go in and change this. Okay, move everything up 3. This is interesting. You guys get to see me trying to work out. Right, at the moment, it still thinks this is G, D, A, D, and it's not because we've had a capo on 3. So, what I'll have to do is go in here and pretend that they're different strings. It's the only way around it. Steve part properties. Edit string data. So yeah, this is what's messed everything up. Oh, actually, maybe that's correct, and I've got it on. Yeah, maybe it should be lower. It should be an F. I was doing it in F sharp. Yeah, maybe it would be nicer in F. Let's see. Maybe it mightn't. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, okay, we'll try it there. Try it again, just in that key, just to see. What key did she originally do? This is what's annoying me now. Hang on, let's go check. Let me see. With her dog. Her gun. It's got a slow pace, I'm not sure. That's Holly there. And she's a brilliant concertina player. Sickening. Okay, it's definitely in. Yeah, so try and look out for the album, guys. Beautiful album, great tunes, whole selection of stuff there you can accompany if you're into the bouzouki. And yeah, lots of different variety of tunes there, from flings, the slow pieces, double jigs, reels, polkas, hornpipes. It's a whole selection of different dance types in there. And that's the slow piece there we're doing with her dog and her gun. Okay. Da, 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 da. So what would this be? Okay, so it's a bit of an awkward stretch. Maybe it would have been easier on F sharp. Maybe that's why I put it up to F sharp. Yeah, let me see. What would be the chord that's closest to this? Da, 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 da. Got the G. G with the. I thought I had that in at one stage. Okay, so it's this one here, but we're on the third course rather than the first. So I'll add that in and then change it around. Properties and add this instead of that. There we go. So it's exactly the same sounding chord. It's just that we've moved this down to, yeah. Just moved it down an octave. Let's add this to the collection. Let me see, in there. And properties, will just change this. This is yet another G low. I'm just going to call it G low 2, J low. G low 2, just to distinguish it if there's another G low anywhere. Yeah, maybe right next door, G low 2. And I don't think this one has a name. Oh, that's bad. I'm going to call him G low 1 then. G low 1. And then ordinary G is just without the top note. There we go. Okay, so it's this one that we're looking for. Da, ba, da, da. Yeah. Okay, so G. Oh. Well, capo on 3, I suppose. Yeah, it would change the. Yeah, maybe I should edit it actually just to say capo on 3. fret number 1, 2. So that would be fret number 3. Yeah. What would that make this chord then in that case? I have to work that out now. Okay, number 3. It should be really B flat, shouldn't it? Yeah. So we'll rename this one now B flat. My goodness, this is getting complicated. B flat. Capo 3. Yeah, that should be it. Okay. And again, get rid of that awful auto place so I can actually move it to where I want. Yeah. Okay, it's very out of tune. Very sharp. Yeah, everything is sharp. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got it. Know where all the chords are going to go. Yeah, this is a nice wee tune to have, like, just a different key in the key of F major here. So this would be our chord 4. Da 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 dum. Let's see. And then this would be our yeah, what chord is this now? So let's zoom in, see if we can figure this one out. So this is going to be our F, but it's going to be an F in kind of a weird place. So let me see if we just edit this guy. What would that be? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's like an F major chord, second inversion, F, A, and there's 2 C's. So the root of the chord is actually now the highest note. Yeah, so interesting wee chord. That's one. And we shall add him in too. Try and keep them all together. See, like 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th fret, 9th, and, you know, adding all that sort of stuff. It may even be better putting in, like, yeah, bars here as well. Yeah, put a bar in. Yeah, that makes far more sense, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me see. I'm just gonna delete this one then. Delete this one because it's not really that they start on the 3rd fret with open strings. Is that I need to say that there is actually a capo on 3. Yeah, so we better actually show that. There we go. So this is what we're really looking for. And for this one, same thing. I'm going to have to say, yeah, try that out again, but then to say it's capo on 3. Yeah. Let's change him. Should be there. Okay, so it's exactly the same sound though. This is more information. Okay, so this should be our B flat chord. Capo on 2. Okay, and this one is going to be the F chord. Second inversion. F over C. Capo on 3. Did I say capo on 2? I think I did. Yeah, I'm not with it at all tonight with these chords. Yeah, I have to go in and edit that. Capo on 3. Obviously. Okay. So that should be the 2 main sort of chords that we're using here in this piece. All I need to do is put in, let me see. F over C, isn't it? That'll do. And put them down here so we can hear it. And play back. Okay. Yeah, different chord every beat. Kind of unusual. Is it that? No, it's not. I think I have that as just da da dum. Yeah, just quavers. Not everything has to be dotted. That's where we have our dum. Kind of a nice little minor chord, little sus4 chord in here. And again, we'll just use this as our template and then change it, edit it, go into properties, and just put those 2 down. Okay, so it's 4 frets up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they should be there. Now, what is that? D minor 7? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, D, F, A, and C. Okay, yeah, well, that's nice. We add that in here, trying to keep them all together so I can easily see where all the 3s are. So D minor 7 over what? Over, oh, it's actually in the root position, so it's just over the D, and capo 1, 3, capo 3. Now, if I was to add that in, E minor 7. Oops. There we go. What chord is this? Just an ordinary F power chord over C. Okay. Let's go into palettes and let's edit the heck out of this guy. Properties. Oh, did I drag him in? Yeah, I did. Okay, properties. And let's drag him back in with the rest of the group. Put him in here. And this is now going to be our F5 over C capital 1 3. My God, there's a lot of chords we've added over the weeks, guys. We've only been at this like 6 or 7 lessons, and look at the number of chords we've added in over this time. So hopefully we won't have to keep doing this all the time. But it's just, these are the most common places I add the capo: 3, 5, 7, and 9. So every sort of odd number except for the first. Okay, so that should be our F5 over C. There we go. And made him. There we go. Do-do-do-do-dum. Don't think we've used this one yet. Dun, dun, dun. Ba-ba-ba-bum-bum. Okay, so for this chord, da-bum, we use him as our template. Yep. This is a tricky one. It should be considered a C, sus4, yeah. Because it's the 5-1. Yeah, we're going to call him a C sus4. Let's add him in. And properties, C sus4. And again, capo on 3. There we go. So let's add in the chord C sus4. And again, to go up here and get rid of the auto placement. So apologies, this is a bit annoying whenever I move this. You get like it plays the chord like 50 times. But you only have to place it once, and that's it. Anytime I use that chord again, I just copy and paste it now. Da-da-dum-dum. Okay, and that is our F power chord, our last. I think this is our last chord. And everything after this is just the same. Da-da-da-dum. Let's use this as our template. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm gonna need more frets. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's unusual that I don't give enough number of frets. Let me see if we go in here. Yeah, it should be showing. Oh, of course, the bars on the first one. There we go. So just stretch it to make it a wee bit more, and then add that in. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Okay. And again, just plop him in here and just call this one F5. Capo 1, 3. Let's make sure that I'm not giving myself a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, of course it would be. Okay, let's add the chord F5. And let's get rid of the auto placement, and then we can move it. And just add it down to here as well. That should be all of them. Spoke too soon. So, same again. What is this chord? F major, no. Okay. C major, no fifth. But I have to ignore 2 courses if I do it that way. It's not a real chord, to be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna pretend if that was there, we'd be calling it a C. Yeah, C, E, G. So I'm gonna call it like a C chord. With the added F, so that would be I wouldn't know what that is if you have the F and the E in the same chord. That's weird. I'm just gonna call it then C with added fourth. That doesn't make no sense, but it does to me. The fourth, of course, is the Fs, so it's a C chord. We've added Fs. Sounds very dissonant, but in context, it's actually all right. So let's use. Actually, we can just use this one right next door. Let's edit him. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, that's a new chord for me. I've never really come across that before. On the 3rd fret. So C with an added 4th. It's not a C sus4 because the E is in there. If the E wasn't there, this E disappeared. And just say you had a G. Yeah, now it's a C sus4 chord, but yeah, we don't really have that. And still capo 1, 3. Capo 3. Okay. because there are two Fs in it, I'm just going to include and our last chord for tonight. Don't think I've used this one actually. Nope. This is our normal B flat. Ba bum bum. And we shall use this guy. And then just change him around. Okay, look at all the new chords I've added in there. All these ones are the third capo on 3. And just properties for B flat, capo on 3. And we can actually just again get rid of that auto placement. Add him down here. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be nice. Running out of time, so I'm just going to save that for later. But yeah, you can see the process. To see all the different chords that are coming together for this one. Sometimes they're a bit unusual because capo on 3 is not the standard key for a lot of trad music in the key of F here, but sometimes it's just nicer to have it slightly higher up than just everything in D and G. Okay, we'll leave it there, guys. And as I say, yeah, so for these Ask Me Anythings, remember, you can always send stuff in advance in the community. Anyone who is free to join the community, and you can like leave stuff as well, like email me stuff or just leave stuff in comment sections as well on the YouTube videos, and I'll get around to them. So if I don't know the answer offhand, I will go and sort of research it a bit for you. I will find you the answer. So again, if you have any questions about the courses that you're doing, music theory, music history, like tips and tricks for, instrument maintenance or whatever, or, best software or hardware to get, if you're interested in all sort of like the techie side of things, yeah, ask away. That's what these classes are for. Okay, we'll leave it there, guys, and I'll see you